Asalam-o-Alikum and welcome back. So our today topic is about the principle of conductive classroom environment. In order to create a conductive classroom environment, the teacher must establish and maintain it through following teaching principle and managing practices. Following are the means to make the classroom more effective. So the first one is keep the students motivated by keeping the students motivated in learning. Meet basic needs. The third one is exercise moderate degree of control. And the fourth one is empower the students. The fifth one is keep instruction at the student level and develop healthy and professionally sound relationship with all the students by being friendly with them, as well as communicate interest in all the students and show concerns for each of them while instructing ensure physical closeness with all the students by roaming around the class. And the last point is avoid labeling the student with negative adjectives which are likely to lower their self-esteem. Develop a set of few general classroom rules applicable to variety of situations. These rules should be displayed in the class. Be assertive rather than passive or aggressive in enforcing discipline. Apply the rule forcefully, fairly, consistently, and calmly. And further, create business-like climate in the classroom where students understand that they and the teacher have a commonly shared goal of accomplishing such activities that promote. Now, as we already discussed in the previous class about the classification, so we will further discuss all these points in this lecture. And the first one is teaching method. In this, there are teacher-concerned approach and student-centered approach. So, teacher-centered approach means direct instruction, formal authority, or expert, and as well as personal model. And on the other hand, there is student-centered approach, inquiry-based learning, facilitator, personal model, delegator, cooperative learning like facilitator, delegator. Now, the next point is student-centered teaching methods. Student-centered teaching methods include active learning in which students solve problems, answer questions, and formulate questions of their own, as well as discuss and explain, or we can say debate, brainstorm during class and cooperative learning. So, the method or the toolbox is we have the in the class the small group work classroom discussion and this we do the projects presentation games debates role play and case study as well. Now further is the lecture method. A lecture is an oral presentation of information by the instructors. A formal or semi-formal discussion or discourse in which the instructor presents a series of events, facts, or principles, explore a problem, or explain relationships. A good lecture should not be too long as to exceed the trainee's attention span, like up to 25 minutes. So, a good lecture should address a single theme. In a good lecture, technical terms are carefully explained, familiar examples and analogies are given. A good lecture establishes fluency in technical content. A good lecture uses illustration and examples as well. A good lecture builds on exciting knowledge. Further, a good lecture employ a variety of approaches. Now, there are some uses of lecture method to orient student, to introduce a subject, to give direction and on procedures, to present basic material, to introduce a demonstration, discussion, or performance, to illustrate applications of rules, principle, or concepts to review, clarify, emphasize, or summarize. So there are some advantages like to follow all these steps. So there are some advantages like save time, permits flexibility, require less rigid requirement, permits adaptability, permit versatility, permit better center over content and sequence, as well as they have some disadvantages. And in this there are some points which are involves one-way communications, poses problem in skill teaching, encourages student passiveness, poses difficulty in gauging students' reactions, require highly skilled instructors. The next is discussion method, a method in which group discussion techniques are used to reach instructional objectives. Now, uses of discussion method means to develop imaginative solutions to problems, to stimulate thinking and interest, to secure student participation, to emphasize main teaching points, to supplement lectures, reading, or liberty of exercise, to determine how well students understand concepts and principles, to prepare students for applications of theory of procedures, to summarize, clarify point of view. So they have some advantages as well, like increase student interest, increase student acceptance and commitments, utilize student knowledge and experience. And the fourth one is result in more permanent learning because of high degree of student participation. But they have disadvantages as well, like require highly skilled instructor, require preparation by students, limits content, consumes time, restricts size of group. Now, the next point is demonstration method, in which telling and showing method performed usually by teacher or trained student, while the rest of the class become observer. We can say the presentation. Deductive method, in this deductive teaching is a process of teaching that start with a rule or general statement that is applied to specific cases or examples. So we can say expository or deductive method, a telling method where facts, concepts, principles, and generalizations are stated, presented, defined, interpreted by the teacher and followed by the application of testing of three concepts, principles, generalization in new example generated by. The next point is experimental methodologies are exploratory. So in this, the first point is inductive method. In this, an exploratory method of logic where one arrives at a fact, principle, truth, or generalization, formulating conclusion, a definition, a rule, a principle, or a formula based on knowledge of example and details. Now, the next one is studying, like observing, comparing many instances or cases in several instances to discover the common element and form generalization. The next or the second point is discovery method, in which a method in which thoughts are synthesized to pursue something that the individual has not known before. So the learner get directly involved in learning. Learning is a result of the learner's own internalized insights, reflection, and experiences. The next point is a problem solving method. Any purposeful activity that will remove or recognize difficulty or perplexity in situation through the process of reasoning. The next one is project method, a significant practical unit of an activity of a problematic nature carried on by student in a lifelike manner and in natural setting. It may be a construction, an enjoyment, a problem, or a learning point. As well as we have a laboratory method, a set of first-hand learning activities wherein the individual investigates a problem, or we can say find a problem, conduct experiments, observes process, or apply theories and principles in stimulating setting. Stimulators. Now the next one is inquiry teaching. So learners are confronted with a puzzling situation and are to enter into investigative work to solve a problem. Next is a reflective teaching method. An ongoing process that enables individuals to continually learn from their own experiences by considering alternative interpretation of situations, generating and evaluating goals, and examining experiences in the light of alternative goals and hypotheses.